If you think you're frustrated now, you're going to be more frustrated because it's not going to be happening like it's not a swift kind of process. Court does call the case of Gordon Scott versus Michelle Mathis. Okay, state your names, please.
Scott Gordon.
Michelle Mathis.
Deborah Ripper.
Okay. And ma'am, what is your relationship to the case?
Mother, significant other.
Got it. Okay. This was an eviction case. Where are the parties on this case at this point? What's your position, sir?
It's time for her to move out. It's been time for her to move out.
All right. Ms. Mathis, where are you on this?
I have a place. I just need 45 days. That's it.
You said 45 days.
Yep.
Is it that the other place isn't going to be ready or what?
Yes. For at least 30, they said like a month, but I'm just giving an extra 2 weeks just in case.
All right. They said a month from when?
From Wednesday is what he told me. So it'd probably been guessing the first. So I asked him to move in beginning of the month.
So a month from June
3rd.
3rd.
Yes.
Who's in the home right now?
Me and my daughter, my youngest.
And are you in the same home?
It's a mother-in-law apartment that's attached to the house.
Describe this for me again. So there's the main house, and then there's a mother-in-law suite or
Correct.
pardon?
I said correct.
Okay.
The original owner had his mother move in, and he put a little addition for her bedroom.
Got it. And you occupy that portion?
Correct.
Are there common areas that the parties share or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Like what?
The kitchen.
Laundry room.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Laundry room too.
Kitchen and laundry room. And those are they between that suite and that, or it's like you go through one part to get to?
You go through a door from the main house.
Okay.
And then there's the kitchen, dining room, living room, bedroom, upstairs loft.
Got it. Okay, so and at least unlike the last time, your daughter made it through her graduation.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor, she did.
From where?
Celine.
Celine?
Yeah.
Was that so that was high school graduation?
Yeah. No, not a graduation. The ninth grade.
Ninth grade, that's right. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So if I time this out, so you're willing to move. We weren't really at that point the last time, so that's some progress. You're willing to move. It really becomes an issue of timing.
This exchange narrows the dispute in a legally important way. Michelle is no longer contesting the plaintiff's right to recover the property. She is asking the court for additional time. That removes much of the factual conflict and turns the hearing into a question of possession and timing. Judge Simpson is also testing whether her request is grounded in a concrete plan. She identifies another place, says it should be available roughly a month after June 3, and asks for a 2-week cushion. That specificity helps her credibility more than a vague promise would, but the requested 45 days still exceeds the stated readiness estimate. On the other side, Gordon says he has been asking her to leave since the previous May, which supports his frustration and weakens any suggestion that the move-out demand is sudden. Notice the judge's emphasis on progress. At the prior hearing, willingness to leave was apparently unresolved. Now it is conceded. So the remaining strategic question is not who ultimately gets possession, but how much time the court can reasonably allow without unfairly extending Gordon's wait. Would Michelle's concrete housing plan persuade you to grant the full 45 days?
I'm assuming, Mr. Gordon, you're not willing to give that period in that 30 days.
I mean, we started asking last May.
I know, but I'm here right now.
I know. I would prefer not. It's not like it's prison or jail time, but personally, I've had enough. I've been fairly.
Okay, so here's the practical reality. Today's the 5th, right?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
If I gave you a standard judgment, which I'd be disinclined to do, but let's say I would give at least an additional week. So if I gave you a judgment today, the move out date is the 15th, right? I would probably give a week, but I'd have to go to the 22nd because there's a holiday in there. So it would be the 22nd. At that point, you'd have to come down to the court, file your order of eviction, right? Pay your $15, file your order of eviction, and then schedule the posting of that by a court officer. Okay. But then from that point, let's say you get that all done in one day, and I'm going to tell you right now, that's not going to happen in one day. But let's say you can get it all done.
All right, what's the time difference between the two?
You would then, so let's say they posted it that day, they could not even evict effectively until the 25th. Okay.
Okay.
And then and when I say that, let's say she's got stuff in there, you have to schedule somebody to move the stuff out, schedule and pay for somebody to move the stuff out. And it's got to be taken. I don't know how far you are from the edge of, is it Platte Road? I don't know how far you are from the edge of Platte Road, but everything's got to be taken to the edge of the curb. So you're going to have to pay somebody to do that, right? So the 25th is ideally the earliest it could happen in any event. Ideally, not ideally, but just based on practice, what I know doing this forever, that you're probably really looking at the 30th before anything happens, because you're looking at a 5-day kind of window. All right. That's the practical reality. Okay.
Excuse me, Your Honor, are we talking June or?
June.
Okay.
June. Yeah, it would occur within this month because we're so early, but just timing out, that's where you're going to be. And if you Mr. Scott, if you're Gordon, if you think you're frustrated now, you're going to be more frustrated. Okay. Because it's not going to be happening like it's not a swift kind of process. It just isn't.
Judge Simpson is doing more than describing paperwork. He is reframing the negotiation around the difference between winning a judgment and physically recovering possession. Even if judgment entered immediately, the transcript shows several procedural steps still remained: a move-out date, filing an order of eviction, service or posting by a court officer, and arranging lawful removal of any property left behind. The judge also highlights costs Gordon may not have considered, including paying movers and potentially paying for disposal after belongings are placed at the curb. That analysis changes the leverage on both sides. Gordon may legally prevail yet still face delay, expense, and additional frustration, while Michelle now sees that the court is unlikely to grant her full 45-day request. The judge's estimated timeline, roughly June 25 at the earliest, and perhaps June 30th in practice, creates a practical basis for compromise rather than an arbitrary extension. It also explains his tone. He is not denying Gordon possession. He is warning him that formal enforcement is slower than personal expectations. Did you notice how the process itself becomes the judge's strongest settlement tool?
And the other, like I said, outside of that, the expense, because you're gonna have to pay to have somebody move it. You can't just take anything that's there off the property. You have to move it to the curb. And then somebody's gonna have to come along and move it from the curb. And so likely you're then gonna get charged by Pittsfield for the moving of that stuff off the curb. Because it's probably not going to occur on your garbage day or as you arranged by whoever's picking up out there now. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I think, and you guys can tell me what you think, and then I'll just rule. I'm going to grant them a judgment for possession. Grant him a judgment for possession. I would give till July 3rd, because that's that next Friday over the realistic time frame for a move out. And that would be that date. That's not the 45 days you're looking for. It's 30. If the place isn't ready, you've got to get your stuff out of there. If it's not ready, then you got to figure out where to store it so that they're not paying somebody to move your stuff out to the curb and then paying Pittsfield again.
Correct.
Okay. That's what I'd suggest to the parties, but that puts, if your place, like I said, if your place isn't ready, you got to get it out there and store it.
Yeah, that would work for me.
And if it doesn't happen, what recourse do I have if we're talking about July 4th and we're still dealing with this?
Then you would, well, that's a good point, because we'd be coming up on the holiday, but the court, we're closed the 3rd. Okay. So thank you for bringing that up, because I didn't know if we got the Monday or the Friday. It just keeps switching. So I would actually make it July 1st. And the reason I would make it July 1st, let me just explain this, because then you would have through the whole day, July 1st. If you're not out, then he would have an opportunity to come down to the court to file the order of eviction on the 2nd.
Okay.
Right? The court's closed the 3rd, 4th, but would open up Monday. So effectively nothing would happen until Monday, but you'd be able to have your order in at that time. How's
I'm okay with that.
the
Not worth fighting that for a few extra days.
okay? Thank you. What do you say?
I have work to do.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, not fighting for a couple extra days, but we'll do that. All right. So I'll grant judgment to the plaintiff for possession. There's no redemption amount, no money judgment. I'm going to do this no tribal issue after a hearing. And the writ date is extended to July 1st, 2020. Well, actually, it's going to be July 1st, 2026. Okay. Any questions?
No.
No. So
Mm-mm.
you understand what you have to do. You've got to have your stuff out of there by then. All right. You can do it on the 2nd or you can do it on the 6th. Either way, however you want to do it. But I gave you that day. So
Thank you.
worked up and want to do it, you can do it that day. All right. There'll be somebody down here to take your paperwork and your money. We'll always take your money. You need to fill out a judgment form for my signature. So that reflects this. So you'll have to go to the front counter and get a judgment, fill it out, and make sure that the clerks get it down to me. Okay?
do that when we walk out, right?
Yep, you can do it right now.
Thank
You can get the judgment form. You'll have to fill out the top part and everything. And then if anything, once you fill it out, if anything's missing that I can fill in, I'll just take care of it.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, folks. All right. You guys take care.
Thank
All right.
you.
And tell your daughter congratulations.
Thank you. My other one's about to have a baby.
Uh-oh.
Week.
A what?
In a week.
My first grandchild.
You said what? Your first great You're not old enough to be a great grandmother, and you're not old enough to be a grandmother. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are talking about. All right. You guys take care.
Judge Simpson's final ruling gives Gordon judgment for possession and extends the writ date to July 1, 2026. Because the court enters no money judgment and no redemption amount, this hearing resolves possession rather than awarding unpaid rent or other damages. The result follows the record. Michelle agrees she must leave. Gordon wants the property returned, and their dispute is about timing. The deadline is a practical compromise that preserves Gordon's ability to enforce the judgment. And Michelle receives roughly the 30 days connected to her anticipated new housing, not the full 45 days requested. If she remains after July 1, Gordon may file the eviction order on July 2nd, although the holiday closure means enforcement will not be immediate. Michelle must remove or store her belongings by the deadline. Gordon must submit the paperwork, pay the filing fee, and use court-authorized enforcement rather than removing her property himself. The broader legal lesson is that obtaining possession and carrying out an eviction are separate stages. A successful plaintiff still must follow procedure, while a tenant's credible move-out plan can influence timing without defeating the possession claim. Judge Simpson protects Gordon's legal remedy while giving Michelle a defined opportunity to leave voluntarily and avoid forced removal costs. Do you think July 1 balances those interests fairly? If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.